We're back to the Neil Haley show. And one of the kind of transformations I told myself is, I was unhappy from COVID, and I said, I want to drop weight. And I tried different things. And then just one time I just said, I mind to it and said, do it. And it happened for me. And now I'm maintaining that weight and working out and trying to get in best shape of my life at 48. But it took me time and back and forth yo-yoing and gaining weight or choosing not to. And I guess I got to watch this interview and say, in 2 years, am I sitting here in the same boat? But my guest today is going to tell us it's not hard to lose weight. And why is that? Paula Fallon. Paula, thanks for stopping by. How are you?
I'm great. And thank you so much for having me today. This is such an important topic, especially in light of what we've experienced during this pandemic. The average weight gain is 35 pounds. And 75% of the American adult population is either obese or overweight. And, a lot of that has to do with the fact that there's just so much information out there. People don't know where to start. And so they don't start, right?
I think I gained about 35, 40 pounds and I lost it. But again, I somehow came up with this crazy method and worked. But it just happened based on the circumstance, the situation. And then once I lost it, I said, I'm not getting it back again. And I figured out certain situations and I hope to monitor to stay at that point. But why you say weight loss is easy? If you are the weight loss guru and you could help millions and millions of people lose weight and tell them it's easy, you would be the biggest transformative person in the world. So why do you say that based on the topic?
Well, number one, it's easier than you think when you have the support that you need, right? Most of the people that I work with are very successful entrepreneurs and business professionals. They don't have time to do the research to figure out what they need to do and what they don't need to do. So kudos to you that you took the time to do that for yourself, because I know how busy you are. But most people don't have the time, and they don't have the time to research what are the things that they should be eating. And also, we need to realize that each one of us is biologically unique. And what works for one person is not going to work for another. There's no magic bullet. So I like to think of my dear coach, Tony Robbins, and his Unleash the Power Within event that I have attended several times. The statement, unleash the power within, right? It comes from within us based on who we are as people and what our life looks like. So it's going to be different for me than it is for you. And people who are super busy don't know where to start. And that's why I love doing private one-on-one coaching, because I get to know you as a client, understand what your lifestyle is, what the demands of your lifestyle are, so that we can put a plan in place that is going to fit your life and it's going to fit you personally. It's easier than you think, because it really just takes these three things. Number one, you need to understand why you're eating. Perhaps you're eating because you're stressed. Maybe you're eating because you're bored or you're lonely, or maybe you're eating because you're feeling overwhelmed. I deal with that a lot with my clients. And so it's really understanding, are you eating because you're hungry, or are you eating because of something else that's going on in your life? And then number two, it's having strategies in place where you can just pause before you eat. So that way you learn how to recognize real hunger triggers or hunger triggers that are coming from another place. And then the third thing is to have the tools that make making decisions about what you're going to eat super simple. My system is really simple and easy. I believe less is more and simple is best, especially people with really, really busy people. And that's the strategy that I take with my clients.
That's great. And I think that you look at people with busy lifestyles that are going to eat out, they're going to do different things. They're not going to just have the same old, have a personal chef, which is, the best way, right? And then a workout, a personal trainer, that you're just constantly on the go, you're traveling, how to make the right decisions on what you eat, things like that. It's a challenge and you have to be disciplined, but ultimately you need the coach to do it. And I think that that's the thing that people don't understand. What makes it so special to hire a weight loss coach versus hiring a personal trainer versus, doing your own research? What is your thought?
Well, I I focus on three things with my clients. I focus on the food that is a part of their everyday life. So that can change from one client to another. Every culture has traditions that are different from other cultures. So a lot of that, comes into play when I'm working with my clients. Certain foods are very important to my daughter-in-law who's Italian, right? And I'm German. So that definitely is a factor. And then we talk about movement. And again, because I believe that movement needs to bring joy into your life as well as helping you feel good and lose weight, that's going to be different for each person. And I loved when you mentioned people who travel for a living. I travel a lot as well. And there are just little tricks that you can do that help you stay on track that are just so much easier than you can imagine. But most of us don't think about those things on our own. And then the last thing that we focus on is self-care. And most busy professionals do not practice self-care. And so we get into a little bit of that because all of these things are intertwined. And, when you're working with a private coach, we're only focused on you. You can make bigger strides in less time when you're working with a private coach because there's no extra noise outside of just focusing on what your needs are and how we can get you from where you are to where you want to be.
Okay. Best place we can find info on you. You nailed it on what's keeping us from doing what we need to do. Where can we go, Paula?
Thank you. You can go to paulafallon.com to find out more about me. If you want to jump on a call with me, you can go to chatwithcoachpaula.com and schedule a time, and I'll look forward to chatting with you.
All right. Thanks again, Paul, for stopping by. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Neil. It's been great.
All right. You too. Take care. Bye-bye. You're listening and watching The Neil Haley Show, and we'll be back in just a moment.